Hey, good morning. Good morning. In today's action-packed morning talk, what I'm doing differently now in my diet and how carbs and sugar saved my life and were the secrets and how I teach my clients, personal training clients, phone coaching clients, the secrets to losing fat are sugar and carbohydrates. How's it going, guys? The snow has finally stopped. I found this wonderful Henley, which I really like a lot. And again, another shirt that I could not wear because I was all the rolls were coming through, right? I just woke up. I can't even talk. How's it going? It's the end of January. Are we on track? You watch me mostly for the fat loss content, for the exercise content, the wisdom, if you will. A guy who learned it all, forgot it all, completely failed, and is back now. Back to health, longevity, lean, muscular body, and getting better and better every day. And the secrets I pass on to you, if you choose to watch me and you dig what I'm saying, you're picking up what I'm putting down. This is real talk and things that I never would have believed even 5-10 years ago. Let's get some coffee, a lot to cover. Carbohydrates, what am I doing now? What's the difference in my diet? What have I learned? Again, about 191 this morning. And I need a spoon. About 191 this morning. Got the coffee going. Oh, how could I forget? Ceylon cinnamon. And of course, because we lose salt, there we go, touch of salt. But let's get into it. First of all, I'm bringing something back. I'm bringing sexy back. I'm calling it BLD. BLD. Build breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I invented this. I'm bringing it back. So I'm not going to say it's a con. Some people are just not hungry in the morning. I get it. But we've all been sort of led to believe that I'm not going to eat anything all day, intermittent fasting, which I was talking to someone the other day, actually Billy, my friend Bill in the gym. I go, Billy, for the most part, for the last 15 years, I have not had breakfast. I've actually been doing this for about 15, 16 years, maybe a little bit longer. No, it's not a new thing. This is not some new invention. The first person I heard this bit of wisdom from was Ori Hofmeckler. I think that's his name. The Warrior Diet. The Warrior, not Warrior, Warrior Diet. A wonderful Israeli writer. And he kind of loved sort of like keeping it really lean and light during the day. It wasn't with the intermittent fasting of today, but it's called the Warrior Diet. I have to look it up. Ori Hofmeckler, the original intermittent fasting. But it's a little different. And he was following and sort of digging up. It's kind of controversial. Some people said that was not true, but he believed that the Spartans, the Romans, the warriors of ancient times didn't eat much during the day to stay light, to stay agile, to stay focused. And then they would have a large celebratory evening warrior, meal. Hager the Horrible. Remember Hager the Horrible? And so what I took from him, he actually believed in some fruits, a little bit of soup, maybe something small sandwich, but it was mostly fruits. And he greatly influenced me. But then people took it much, much further. I forgot the name of he's a researcher, a scientist. I forgot his name. Lean Gains was the name of his website. He was all over social media. Lean gains. And this author believed in intermittent fasting. So he would eat nothing but black coffee, consume nothing but that, and then he would have 1 to 2 meals in the evenings, and he would have one large cheat meal a week. Well, all this stuff has gotten me into trouble over the years, because then I got into a lot of protein, not enough carbs. I'm just showing you what's about to be, consumed here. And then I started following my buddy Greg. Check out Greg O'Gallagher, Kino Body. Wonderful. He's got like 800,000 subscribers. I met him in person. Great guy. He ate nothing during the day for years and then just consumed a large meal. Now he's modified it and has his collagen, his protein, yogurt, maybe a Rice Krispies bar, some fruit. He's about 600 calories during the day. And at night, he loves to socialize, and he saves his largest meal for the evening. Well, I'm going to tell you, I did all this for years. It just made me fatter and fatter, no energy in the gym. And I started to wake up, because what happens when you start following these diets that are so extreme, I need more light in here, that are so extreme of fasting. And then I was doing into alternate fasting. And then I thought there was a trick and a secret. Then I started following, the carnivore people, the meat-based people, high protein, low carb. You see, one thing begets another. You think there's a trick. There's got to be a trick that folks are doing. And it's not. The tricks are short term for a photo shoot, maybe to lose 2-3 quick pounds. But there's no secret. The secret is consistency. And I'm not the first person. To have told you guys this, of course. But I started to realize when I started to get back in shape 2 years ago on my first channel, The Destination Is Now, and then Chris Fab, and then now, of course, this channel, that the more I eat and the more foods I eat with sugars and carbohydrates, the leaner I've become. And if you don't believe me, I dug up some old pictures. Sorry. I've dug up some old pictures. This is not as bad as it gets. This was about 225, 230, but that's not bad. It got worse than this. I was entering a contest, so I picked up a newspaper to show the date. Yeah, charming. Let me show you some other pictures I've dug up. This isn't even that bad. This might be a little bit thicker. Yeah, this is intermittent fasting. This is the carnivore diet. I kind of look like Larry, Carnivore Quest. Because the reason why, yeah, I know, very cute, right? Pillsbury Doughboy, times 10. God, I'm looking at these pictures. I was a completely different person. And I was telling Margie Mitchell this. It was all about steak and eggs and fat, and protein, and low carb, and then intermittent fasting, and then always restart. I was constantly restarting diets. If you would have told me 10 years ago that I would be eating a diet of 200, 300, 400 grams of carbohydrate, sugar a day, I wouldn't believe you. I mean, the amount of sugar and carbs I eat now is staggering. You shouldn't be able to lose weight. But you see, everybody who gets in shape, almost everybody, will tell you carbs are the most satiating foods. Real carbs, guys. Potatoes, fruits, vegetables, real carbohydrates. If you can tolerate it, rice, bread, I cannot. Rice and grains don't do well for me. Oatmeal. The fittest people I've ever met who have lost all the weight eat a considerable amount of carbohydrates. What they don't eat are junk carb. Junk carbs, donuts, pizza, burgers, McDonald's. You guys know what I'm talking about. And so carbs fill the muscle bellies, makes you stronger for the gym. I've learned a secret. When you combine the carbs with a bit of fat and protein, you don't have to eat for 5 hours. It satiates you. Look at all the plant-based, like my friend, Pretty Little Plant-Based. The plant-based and vegans that do it right are the leanest people on the planet. It's carbs. Now, you have to watch your overall calories are king. You have to watch your overall, I can't even look. I keep staring at this guy who was completely lost, depressed, anxious, just in a really poor state. And that's no alcohol, no drugs. That's just diet after diet after diet after diet. And the secret is loving what you eat now. Let me get a little more coffee. And finding out, when I discovered Ray Peat, my eyes opened up. And when I discovered the athletic diet, I was kind of afraid of the athletic diet because I was no longer playing lots of basketball, tennis, softball with my friends. I wasn't athletic. So I was afraid of the high carb diet. I thought, it's just going to carbs. You ever hear this one? Carbs are all going to turn into fat. Excess calories turns into fat. Once again, look at YouTube. Look at the women and men who have lost a lot of weight. They eat a lot of carbohydrates. I put all my clients, females, at least 150 grams to 200 grams carbohydrates a day if they are hardworking in the gym and they're walking. And I lower their inflammatory fats like seed oils and polyunsaturated fats. It's that simple. Protein, it's a little bit overrated. Yesterday, without even thinking, I got 180 grams. It's usually 120, 140. If you're in America and just eat Greek yogurts, some cheese, you guys know what I have here. Look at that. I always show my foods. 85% or 90% ground beef, chicken sausage, chicken thighs, right? Really lean, skinless, boneless. Yesterday I had my Ray Peat carrot salad. Love it. And eggs. These are my staples. Ain't no wonder I dropped all the weight. These foods fill you up. They signal to the brain and to your cells that they're getting the proper nutrition. It's not processed foods. I'm in control. I cook with coconut oil. I cook with olive oil. I eat a lot of fruit. I put sugar in my coffee. I drink milk, as Ray Peat would say, dairy, milk, the perfect food. Ray Peat was controversial. I'm going to make a longer video about Ray Peat, who's my hero, but Ray Peat may not be the best person to follow if you want to lose weight. I looked it up. I've watched dozens of his videos. Subscribe to his newsletter, very heady stuff, very, very scientific-y. And as we used to joke, me and my sister, and Ray Peat never spoke about a deficit. He never spoke about exercise to get lean. He never spoke about stomach vacuums, getting abs. He never spoke about losing weight in a caloric deficit. But I'm giving you those secrets, using the principles of Dr. Ray Peat, biologist, wonderful teacher, and an artist, a wonderful artist as well. People don't know that. I learned about raising the metabolism, the thyroid, by eating a lot of carbohydrates. He believed in good cheeses, raising my metabolism. But if you eat too much of the Ray Peat diet, a lot of people gain 5, 6, 7, 10 pounds very quickly because they were not in a deficit, because a lot of this food is very caloric. It's yummy. Who wouldn't want to eat sugar and fruit and cheese all day and coconut oil and butter on my steak? Of course, I can go to 4,000 calories in a heartbeat. I'm bringing sexy back. But anyway, let's talk about my new diet. BLD. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Oh, I'm bringing this back. I am so bringing this back. So I want to first look up Ori Hofmeckler to make sure I have his name right. He made a lot of common sense. I think he was just too skinny. Ori's like very, very lean, but he really lives the Spartan lifestyle. Need another cup of coffee to deal with you guys. Remember the sugar diet? Way back in 2025. People like myself tried it. I did it for like a week, 2 weeks. Lots of jam, lots of sugar, lots of fruit, and hard candy basically, and that was it. And of course, they talked about FGF21 and hormones and all of that. By keeping your, insulin. Chris, how did you lose 40, close to 50 pounds when I was 183? 52 pounds. By having all those carbs. I thought carbs raised insulin, and insulin is the storage hormone. How did you lose the weight, my man? Bro. Because did you know that protein or excessive eating in general also raises the insulin response? Once I dove into the books, I went into the New York Public Library and I dove into some older books and really looked up. Did you know that there's so much on my mind? Did you know that everything that we're talking about right now, everything that we're speaking about right now, they knew in the 1800s? Late 19th century, the scientists knew all about what we're talking about today. It's amazing how big business gets in the way of a little knowledge. So, insulin, so misunderstood. Hormones are still mysterious. You can ask an endocrinologist. They're still mysterious. Basically, there's an incorrect thought that people say, oh, I'm obese or I'm fat because sugar and carbohydrates stores body fat. I can prove to you with all of the people I've worked with or anybody who's ever gotten in shape that it's excess calories. Try it. And now I'm going to give you, so I'm all over the place as usual. I'm all over the place. Okay, so getting back to BLD. My sleep has been phenomenal because I set up my sleep because I'm eating more earlier in the day. So my breakfast, maybe I'm looking at a Greek yogurt, an orange, some cheese, sugar, and 500 calories. But I would have nothing until 3, 4, 5 in the afternoon. But the problem with intermittent fasting, and we'll get to the warrior diet, it puts incredible pressure on your body for that last meal. All of that pressure of what to eat, how much, usually you overdo it in that sitting. And eating too much screws up my sleep at night. I don't know about you guys. I have a nice dinner. Last night I made my sloppy Joe, in the pan, which I talk about a lot, ground beef. And I had potatoes. And I had a little bit of natural chocolate, Taza chocolate from Mexico. And some grapes. So I ended up the night, and the day was 2,600 calories, so I maintained. But today's a lifting day, so I definitely want to have a little bit more in the tank. But by eating more earlier in the day, it sets up your hormones. It sets you up, as Ray Pete would say, to win the evening, to get the sleep you need. Ray Pete hated fasting. He was against all that stuff. So I'm bringing breakfast, lunch, and dinner back. Not 5 meals a day, 6 meals a day. Many studies, have shown that eating 3 meals a day, calories being equal, were better for your metabolism and weight loss than 5-6 meals a day. Now, they don't have to be equal 800, 800, 800, or 900, in my case, 900 calories a meal. No, be dictated by your appetite for sure. But by eating a little bit of a larger lunch, a little bit larger in the morning, I am now building the muscle I want, getting the sleep I desire, and staying in shape. I will eat leaner as the days get longer and things get warmer outside. I tend to then eat nothing but fruit in the morning. I'm just not hungry. That's why I say, now lose gradually, unless you have a lot of weight to lose. Congratulations, Eve's journey. Eve is killing it. Look at her at the gym with those muscles, and she's dropping like a pound of fat a day right now. Way to go, Eve. We're going to do a podcast soon. But try it. Try it for a week. Eat 3 meals a day. Don't snack, but make them substantial meals. Meaning, ooh, I'm pretty full. I feel good. I didn't overdo it, but I'm feeling full. Like have that. It's something that you have to work on, something that you have to train. Is that I'm just looking up the Warrior Diet, guys. It's something that I want you to focus on. You had a whole food meal, I told you, I'm going to give you one cheat meal a week, once a week to be sane. Warrior Diet. Here we go. Warrior Diet. And lifestyle mimicking ancient warriors, under eating during the day. But he's still eating. Okay? This is the original master, Warrior Diet, published 2001. So I got into that a year after or 2 years after. So basically, wow, I've been involved with some sort of intermittent fasting or eating protocol for like 24, 25 years. God, I feel young. Ori, and wonderful author. But look what it says here. Ancient warriors under eating during the day with small amounts of fruits, veggies, dairy, eggs, and feasting at night in a 4-hour window. Now, by the way, guys, you're still losing the weight. Warrior Diet book. Who the hell wrote this book? Is it Ori Hofmeckler? Yes, Ori Hofmeckler. I might buy that book again. Had a lot of information. Ori Hofmeckler, The Warrior Diet. Probably one of the most common sense. Now this is another author, but The Warrior Diet, Gene Yaxton, but the original Warrior Diet is Ori. Let me look at his images. He's very, very skinny. Too skinny. He's not my type. Images. Warrior Diet book. Author. You'll see how slim he is. But he never had a weight problem. This was Ori when he was younger. And now he's in his 70s. And you can learn a lot from Ori. He's a guy who has a lot of wisdom. There he is. That's probably a 5-6-year-old interview. He's very, very skinny, lean. Now, if you're eating a couple of eggs, a little soup, some fruit during the day, and you're having a 4-hour window where you're probably eating 1,500 calories or so, 13, well, do the math. You will be in a deficit. So, again, all of these diets, there's no trickery here. But I'm bringing breakfast, lunch, and dinner back. I just feel so much better. My sleep has improved so much. I had pretty good sleep before, but having just that one large meal at night, that just didn't do it for me. It stressed me out. All the pressure of the OMAD meal. And I don't know. You guys tell me. I mean, you know me for a while. No, I don't have abs. I got to get in shape. It's winter. But to stay at 190, 191 for now since August, I got back from Europe, and that's what I was. Here we are, September, October, November, December. Effortlessly, joyfully eating sugar and carbs. Where's the insulin response? That's putting all of this fat on my body. Where is it? Oh, okay. I'm listening to you. Oh, dear watcher, dear watcher. Thank you for commenting, liking, and subscribing. Okay, it's gym day today. I work out 3 to 4 times a week. That's all you need. It's the food that's going to be the driver. 80 to 90% will be the food. And don't be afraid of sugar. Don't be afraid of carbohydrates. If you have too many starchy carbs, you might retain some water. So just cut back a little bit on the bread, pasta, rice, and eat more sugars. Simple to digest, fruits and vegetables and honey and things like that. And let me know how it goes. Thank you for allowing me to come into your homes, to come into your phones. And I just love communicating, and I love sharing all this knowledge. Please ask me any questions. And yeah, really is going to be a great year. Really is.